It was the finale of the long stock car season that chilly fall afternoon in Atlanta, but the atmosphere was nothing short of sizzling. 6 men had visions of the NASCAR championship in their heads that day, an extraordinary feat after months and thousands of laps of racing. Davey Allison, latest torchbearer for the Alabama gang. Remember, it was his dad and uncle who fought on the backstretch of the Daytona 500 in 1979 who seemed to be the favorite. Regardless of what anyone else did that afternoon, all he had to do was finish 6th or better, and the Winston Cup would be his, and he would join his father as a NASCAR champion. Kyle Petty, Richard's son, and the veteran Harry Gant both also had mathematical chances at the crown. The 2 men were positioned to step up should Allison falter at all. Bill Elliott and Alan Kawicki, who were 2nd and 3rd in the point standings respectively. Both knew that for either to have a shot, they'd have to push themselves to the absolute max. But the electricity in the air that day was about more than a championship. It's a day where many a race car fan would say they were there, for it was the last race of the great Richard Petty. And if that wasn't enough, making his rookie NASCAR debut was the 21-year-old phenom from Indiana, the boyish Jeff Gordon, who would one day win his own championship. I have to tell you that in all my years of racing and commentating, that was the most exciting, drama-filled race I've ever witnessed. It just doesn't get any better than that. The energy was explosive as the cars rolled out to start the event. Richard Petty led the cars through the warm-up lap.
Oh, and we have a spin. Bodine is in the fence, so is Rick Mast. Oh,
no! The points leaders would narrowly make it to the first lap wreck in a very close call. The 5 potential champions would forge ahead with everything on the line until lap 95, when a multi-car wreck collected Petty, whose incomparable career would finally end in a blaze of glory. He was unharmed.
Yeah, it wasn't the kind of blaze of glory I wanted to go out in, but the main thing is nobody got hurt in the wreck, and I've spent 35 years doing this, and I'm still walking around talking, so good Lord looked after me for a long time.
Meanwhile, the championship battle heated up. Allison held a slim lead and looked to be on his way to a championship when fate stepped in.
well, he hit pretty well, I think.
He's got a lot of damage to the right side of the car.
Ernie Irvin spinning, coming off of corner number 4.
Davey has got his car moving.
Yeah, he's trying to pull away.
But he can't steer it.
But it won't turn.
It won't turn. The right front will not work.
Davey, always quick with a smile, showed his class with a wave to the crowd as the championship hopes faded away.
Sometimes we'd had some troubles and we're trying to work our way back up there, just trying to run a smart race, and ran over something in turn 3 earlier in the race, and we had to come in and repair the car from that. We caught a lucky caution flag, and I thought, all right, we're going to be okay now. And then I saw Ernie get loose over there in 4, and we just ran out of room. It just wasn't meant to be.
That set up a shootout between Kawicki and Elliott. Neither driver held anything back. It was like 2 heavyweights standing toe-to-toe and slugging it out. Elliott had to win. Now, Kawicki's crew did the math. If Allen could lead the most laps and finish second, the title would be his. On lap 310, he nosed out Bill, and all he had to do was hold on to the finish.
Bill Elliott comes off the 4th corner. He wins the Hooters 500. But Alan Kawicki is coming off of corner number 4, knowing that he's winning the championship. There's the checkered flag for Alan. He's the champion for 92.
This championship's what I wanted, and I just, thank God for the fortune to be here and to be an American, compete on the Winston Cup circuit, man. When I moved down south years ago, this was my dream. We ran great. I led the most laps. I knew how far I had to go in a race to lead the most laps, and at that point, there was no way that he could beat me.
What Alan Kawicki did that day changed a lot of drivers' opinions on how they wanted to approach the sport. Because before Alan won that championship, the basic belief in the sport was that you can't be a driver and an owner and be successful. And look at the number of drivers that have become their own owners since Alan won the championship. He showed them it could be done, and he showed them that you didn't have to have a astronomical budget to do it with.
I still get chills watching and talking about that race. You know, Alan Kowicki was the first owner-driver since Richard Petty to win a title. And when he took his now famous Polish victory lap, it's a moment we should never forget because it was Alan's last great moment on the track as he was killed in a plane crash the next season. But he set a standard for NASCAR, though, and proved that underdogs from anywhere could overcome the odds and become a champion if they had enough talent and determination. And, folks, he had a lot of that.